A girl accidentally slipped into a deep well in a village full of bachelors. After everyone pulled her out, she kept saying there were lots of pretty women down there. At first, none of the villagers believed her. But one day, a bachelor accidentally dropped a chicken into the well, and magically, a woman slowly climbed out. The moment he saw her, he didn't hesitate at all. He carried the woman straight home to be his wife. Before long, the whole village found out. So all the bachelors started throwing livestock into the well. And sure enough, just as they expected, every animal turned into a woman. And the more valuable the animal, the prettier the woman who came out. Aside from not being able to speak, these women had everything they should have. They were great at laundry, cooking, and all kinds of housework. Seeing every young man in the village get a wife, Dashan decided to trade his family's piglet for one too. But his father stopped him. After all, the well goddess had said long ago that only grown livestock could be used to trade for a wife. Seeing how desperate her brother was to get married, his sister caught a grown rat from their house. "I found an animal you can trade for a wife." At first, his brother refused. After all, only valuable livestock could get a pretty wife, and he really didn't want someone ugly. "Just try it. Something is better than nothing. When our family has money, we'll trade for a prettier one." Dashan thought about it and figured she had a point. Just like that, after being single for 30 years, he took the rat to the well goddess guarding the well. Friends watching this video, send 3 roses. May your days ahead be full of money, good luck, and everything you wish for. Please, let me trade for a wife. The well goddess told him to think it through. Only something good could bring out a good-looking wife. If you throw that thing in, who knows what disgusting creature might crawl out. But his family was so poor they could barely survive, so Dashan told the well goddess he would accept whatever came out, as long as it was a woman. His sister also knelt down and begged the well goddess, saying once their livestock grew up, they would throw in a few more as compensation. But the well goddess still refused. Seeing that, Dashan had no choice but to give up for the moment. But when the well goddess wasn't paying attention, he rushed over and threw the rat into the well.
"What are you doing?"
"As long as it's a woman, I don't care what she came from. I'll pay you the rest of the bridal gift later." Since it had already happened, the well goddess could only agree, but she warned him not to regret it later. But Dashan, single for 30 years, had been dreaming of having a wife. As long as the person who came out wasn't a man, he would be satisfied. Seeing how determined Dashan was, the well goddess began shaking the bell in her hand. As white smoke kept rising from the well, Dashan was overjoyed. It's working, I'm getting a wife!" "Brother, why does that sound different from last time?" Dashan mocked his sister for knowing nothing, saying that sound clearly belonged to a mature, charming woman. When he saw a hand reaching out of the well, Dashan couldn't wait to pull his wife up. "Oh, what is this thing?" He immediately shouted for his sister to come help. But as soon as she reached the well, an 80-year-old grandma climbed out. That's right, this was the wife Dashan got in exchange for a rat. So Dashan blamed everything on his sister. He said if she hadn't come up with such a dumb idea, he never would have thrown the rat into the well. But because of the rules set by the well goddess, helpless Dashan had no choice but to take the blind grandma home as his wife. On the way home, they happened to run into other villagers. When they found out the old woman was the wife Dashan got for a rat, they immediately laughed at how useless he was. After all, one of them had traded a sheep for a beautiful wife just yesterday. Then he gave Dashan a terrible idea. "Throw that little brat in there. Whatever comes out will still be better than this." Those words snapped Dashan awake. Early the next morning, a villager threw a huge banquet at home to celebrate getting a new wife from the bride well. Everyone envied his family for being well off enough to trade a sheep for such a pretty wife. When they heard Dashan had traded a rat for an old lady yesterday, they all started laughing at him. That made Dashan remember his childhood friend's suggestion. Since they were close, his friend immediately got him a big black dog hide and told him to try it that night. But when Dashan got home with the dog hide, he found out his father was going to sell his sister to Lee Dashan from the next village and told him to take her there himself. "Fine, I'll go right now." Little did they know, that was exactly what Dashan wanted. Halfway there, he pretended he couldn't bear to see his sister marry an old bachelor and said he would take her away from this place. His words filled his sister's heart with warmth. Before they knew it, night had fallen, and Dashan had brought her to the back mountain. His sister grew suspicious. "I feel like I've been here before." Seeing that his sister was getting suspicious, Dashan handed her the steamed bun he had prepared ahead of time. But after only a few bites, she realized her brother had brought her to the bride well. She immediately understood he had listened to his friend's advice and was going to throw her in. She tried to run, but found she couldn't use any strength at all. Only then did she realize her brother had drugged the bun. After his plan was exposed, her brother wrapped the black dog hide he had prepared around her, and soon brought his sister, covered in the hide, to the bride well. After a simple ritual, the well goddess slowly floated up from the mouth of the well. Dashan quickly explained. "This time it's a big black dog. Don't throw anything weird into the well again or I won't let you off." Because the black dog was wrapped up so tightly, the well goddess really believed it was a dog, and agreed to let Dashan throw it in. Hearing a human cry from inside the well goddess immediately sensed something was wrong. By then, his sister had already fallen into the deep well. Looking at the pitch-black bride well, his sister was full of curiosity. After all, it looked no different from any ordinary well. So where exactly did those women come from? As soon as she finished speaking, a force yanked her deeper into the well. "What exactly did you throw in there? Was that really an ordinary black dog?" Seeing that Dashan still refused to tell the truth, the well goddess warned him that if he had thrown in something forbidden, every woman in the village might disappear. But Dashan didn't believe a word of it. Just then, a young woman's voice came from the bottom of the well. "It worked, I got a wife!" Dashan was thrilled, saying what he threw in was obviously something good. But the next second, a dark bluish hand reached out of the well. At that moment, Dashan was completely lost in the joy of getting a wife and didn't sense the danger at all. Only when he leaned closer and looked down did he realize the disaster he had caused. "Ah!"